Hello and welcome to another episode of Double XP, My Experience Explained. Today we're looking at State of Decay. It came out in 2013 by the developers Undead Labs, and I thought I'd have another look at it because State of Decay 2 is coming out later on this year. Let's see how it still holds up. State of Decay is a zombie survival game with based elements thrown into it. The main objective of this game is mainly just stay alive, find stuff, and survive. The graphics aren't exactly the best, but they're pretty good for the year it came out. The buildings do a really good job of letting you know that someone has just left, or maybe it has been pre-looted, or you're not 100% sure of what happened to the people that were there before you. The sound also does a pretty decent job of setting the mood. Sometimes it will completely cut out, so there's no music at all, just so you can hear the zombies in the distance, not quite knowing which way they're coming from or how far away they could be.
Area secure.
There is a sneak mechanic that the game does pretty well, where it makes you, the player, want to sneak around and be more quiet to avoid the attention of zombies, rather than rush in and have to fight every single one, because you won't live for long if you do that. There's a little blue circle that pops up on your map around your character, showing you exactly how much noise you're making. And when you're looting items in a house, you can hold the sprint button to loot faster, but doing this makes more noise and will draw more attention to you, where you're better doing it slowly, just to avoid less confrontation. On the combat, however, there isn't much to say. There is one button to shoot, one button for melee weapons. It's pretty straightforward, but the weapons do have durability and they will run out pretty quick. So you do want to maybe keep one extra in your pack, but pack space is also limited to 6 slots unless you have a large backpack, then it's 8 slots, or unless you're bringing a car everywhere you go, and then you can put stuff in the boot. There are only about 3 different enemy types in the game, but when you struggle to get away from one zombie on its own, when there's 3 or 4 in a room with you, when you just wander in and suddenly they're all there, sometimes the option is better to turn and run rather than stand and fight, because 1 can mess you up, let alone 5 will probably kill you. There is a leveling up mechanic in the game, so it's very important to switch between the characters to make sure they all level up equally. You don't want to be using one guy all the time and then level him up really high, and then by no fault of your own he dies, and then you're stuck with a low level character again. They all have their own personal stats and you level them up by using them. So if you're running a lot, you'll increase your running, or if you're fighting the zombies a lot, you'll increase your strength, making it easier to kill them. Or if you're just sneaking around and salvaging everything, then you'll make that easier and quicker to salvage stuff. On the topic of salvaging, you do have to salvage bigger equipment, stuff like food, medicines, supplies in general, but you can only carry one of these. That's why it's helpful to have a car which can carry 3 or 4 at a time. You will have to uproot your base as well at some point and move it to a different destination on the map. These supplies also help you build certain aspects of the base up, increasing a sniper tower or helping the food supply or a med bay or making sure everyone has beds to sleep in. Stuff that gives you stat increases, like if everyone does have a bed to stay in, it will give everyone a permanent 10% to stamina, which is a lot helpful in the game.
I'll run this home.
We'll be ready.
Sit tight. I'm bringing this stuff home.
We'll be ready.
So to summarise, it's not the best game out there, but for what it is, it does a really good job, and it does some stuff that other games still don't do to this day. Like the fact that when you completely clear out a house, it puts an X on the map to let you know that you've already been there, so you don't go back there at any point by accident and trying to re-salvage a house you've already done. Or the fact that you can move your bases and that you're constantly getting new people. Or that there is a mode where after the game ends, you can just start it again with whatever survivors you've got and see how many times you can complete it before you eventually lose everybody. It is a good game, but it is dated. I'm looking forward to State of Decay 2 because that's got stuff like multiplayer that was missing in this one. It would have made the game so much better just to be able to play with a friend. But for its atmosphere at the time, and I loved the game when it came out. It was brilliant. Playing it now, it doesn't hold up as well as it did in 2013, but it's not going to. But I have high hopes for the next game, and I can't wait to play it. Well, as always, guys, that was my experience explained of State of Decay. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I've been Take the Mick, and I'll see you next time.